knockouts. If that was the case, his face would look like mush. When he's moving his head, he's
Yeah,
jabbing.
he's slick. A lot of people too,
And
like,
since he knocked people out so much, people forget that he's a good boxer.
yeah.
Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. He's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right.
Knockouts. You know, if that was the case, his face would look like mush. You know, when he's moving his head, he's jabbing. He's slick. A lot of people, too, like since he knocked people out so much, people forget that he's a good boxer. Yeah. Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, share Crawford wins. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol. It happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right. Mike Tyson sent a strong warning to Canelo after witnessing Terence Crawford's monster training sessions. He stressed that every fighter has their own style, but some develop the ruthless instinct of an animal when it matters most. Tyson explained that aggression mixed with discipline can make a fighter nearly unstoppable. According to him, Crawford's mindset and intensity show he's ready for war. And that's why Canelo might be too weak against such hunger. That long ago, that's what's so crazy. Listen, most of these guys, Alexander Green, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, we have their DNA. That's why some people are savages to some, because we have these guys' DNA. These guys conquered the world. And look what level we are. We have deceits. We have them. Some people like they have those psychopaths. Some people love killing people. Some people love eating people. Some people don't, just like animals. Some animals get domesticated quicker than others. And the same in human beings. Some of them get domesticated quicker than others. And some of them just never get domesticated. They just what they are. So you use genetically passed down their makeup. Oh, absolutely. I think the way we're so attached to our phones is going to lead to us being attached to some electronic thing that we wind up accepting in our body, and it's going to change what people are like. ___. Honestly, you think that's legitimately like some kind of cyborg. All of us right now. If our phones stopped now, we would start fighting for some reason. Before we figured this, __, out, if our phones started now, we would some reason find reasons to fight. We're so distracted by phones. But I think the thing about phones is you accept the fact that everybody has one. You accept the fact you always have it on you. So it might as well be a part of your body. It's just not connected. And one day it will be. One day they're going to figure out how to put a thing on your head that makes your brain work way better. And a few people are going to do it. They're going to have a big advantage. And then we're all going to do it. But until then, your phone will be like your will. When you die, take my phone, son. In preparation for the biggest test of his career, Terence Crawford has turned to sparring with Carlos Adams, a strong middleweight known for his raw power and relentless offense. This choice speaks volumes about Crawford's mindset heading into a clash with Canelo Alvarez. Facing a naturally bigger opponent like Canelo, Crawford understands that adapting to heavy punches is a necessity rather than a luxury. By absorbing and countering the punishing shots of Adams and sparring, he is conditioning his body and mind for the type of storm he expects on fight night. This type of preparation reflects not only Crawford's toughness, but also his tactical intelligence. So, here's a video that many people have sent me to determine in their mind that Terence "Bud" Crawford would lose to Canelo Alvarez or is going to lose September 13th to Canelo Alvarez as he is sparring middleweight WBC world champion Carlos Adames, who has 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. And people are saying that Carlos Adames, who's 5'11" with a 73-inch armage, is having his way with Terence "Bud" Crawford. And this is an indication that the 168 pounds Canelo Alvarez, who's 5 feet 7 inches with a 70-inch arm reach, is going to have the same type of success and knock Terence Crawford out. But what people are not paying attention to is Terence Crawford is standing right in front of Carlos Adames and taking the big punches from Carlos Adames as he's standing in the pocket and counter-punching him and taking his blows at a smaller weight class while competing at 147. Now he bulked up. What y'all think? Oscar de la Hoya, a former rival turned promoter, believes that Canelo's aggression could be his undoing. According to de la Hoya, Canelo will undoubtedly come forward with his usual pressure, but Crawford possesses the technical brilliance and adaptability to expose him. He points out how Mayweather frustrated Canelo with defensive mastery and ring IQ, while Dimitri Bivol outclassed him by controlling distance and pace. The implication is clear. Crawford, like those champions before him, has the skills to dissect Canelo's style. His southpaw switch-hitting ability, sharp counters, and high fight IQ create multiple pathways to victory. While Canelo may come hard, relying on strength and volume, Crawford's technique and intelligence could allow him to dismantle that pressure. Do you feel that Terence has a shot in being Canelo Alvarez? That's the million-dollar question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkie's Gabboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, so he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters, he's not getting rattled at all. Berlanga is a big kid, so it makes me think, how is Crawford gonna keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo is going to come at him hard. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol. It happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And he and Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's a lot. Canelo is a better fighter than he was then. Today a better fight. Yeah. Yeah. A little better. Yeah. His footwork is still the same. He's flat-foot. He's very heavy on his feet. Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt anyone in this game. Power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure, right? And the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, and he doesn't run. He doesn't, and he has that heart. He's a dog. He has that heart. You want to fight me, I'm going to fight you. Comparisons between Crawford and Alexander Usyk are not misplaced. Usyk, a naturally smaller fighter at heavyweight, conquered giants like Anthony Joshua and even challenged Tyson Fury by staying true to his unique style, speed, footwork, and relentless confidence. Analysts argue that Crawford should approach Canelo the same way, not by trying to be bigger or stronger, but by maximizing what makes him great. Crawford's timing, accuracy, and ring generalship are unmatched in the sport today. By sticking to his own rhythm, as Usyk did, Crawford can offset Canelo's physical advantages. The lesson is that greatness doesn't come from imitating an opponent's strengths, but from amplifying one's own. For Crawford, this means trusting his boxing instincts, maintaining discipline, and using his well-rounded skill set to neutralize size and power. Training hard, yes, but also training smart. Because in this fight, identity may be his greatest weapon to re-evaluate him, bulking up and say, you know what? Nah, Terence B. Crawford, if you want a chance, not just to survive, but a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be you. Just like Alejandro Usyk was himself to face muscle machines like Anthony Joshua, big tall enigma in the heavyweight division like Tyson Fury. Now, let me quickly give you an example of what I'm talking about. See, when Alexander Usyk fought Anthony Joshua, right, he weighed in at 221. Joshua was 244, giving up 20 pounds, over 20 pounds, almost 25 pounds, right? All except Usyk didn't chase Anthony Joshua in terms of trying to bulk up. Oh man, I'm going to fight this heavyweight. His power is going to be more than me. His weight. He could overwhelm me with his weight, his height, you know, his power. No, I got to be the most comfortable fighter I could be. I got to be comfortable under my own skin. I'm not going to beat him off power. I got to beat him off speed. I got to beat him off movement. I got to beat him off adjustments. I got to beat him off IQ. Right. So all of a sudden Usyk didn't have to bulk up to be successful. Now look at this one. Look at when he fought Tyson Fury. He kept the same energy, he kept the same mindset, and it still got him to become undisputed heavyweight champion. Coach Joel Diaz believes that Crawford's skill set ensures he will trouble Canelo early on. But he also emphasizes the historic financial implications of this bout. For Crawford, a fighter who has dominated multiple weight classes but often lacked blockbuster opportunities. This is the fight that changes his legacy not only inside the ring but also at the bank. The enormity of this payday reflects the scale of the matchup. Never before has Crawford stood on such a stage with millions of eyes and record-breaking revenue attached to his performance. Diaz hints that the pressure will be immense, but the reward is equally massive. Beyond the tactical chess game against Canelo, Crawford is also fighting for generational wealth and recognition. If he delivers, his career will ascend to a level that very few boxers ever reach.